Hello, I'm the Resolute Cartographer, and this is the 31st video in my Fallout 76 Post-Wastelanders main quest series. We're here at Abby's bunker where we finished up last time. We actually finished the last of the Free States quests here, and we now are on the quest Defiance Has Fallen, find the location of Fort Defiance, and the place we're supposed to start looking for that is within Camp Venture, a former survivalist training outpost. Now it is the remains of a Brotherhood outpost. So, I was about to say now it's a Brotherhood outpost. No, it used to be a Brotherhood outpost. We'll head down to Big B's rest stop and we'll hike the rest of the way. Alright, so we're just going to trek across the swamp and we should be there pretty quickly. So, like I said before, Fort Defiance was a survivalist outpost. It belonged to Eddie Hayes, who was one of the members of the Free States, and they used it to do basic survival training and stuff like that. When the war came, the Brotherhood of Steel members, and this originally was just Taggarty's Thunder, a U.S. Army Ranger group under Lieutenant Elizabeth Taggarty, they were in the area doing war games. When the bombs came down, they hid in a cave for a few days, but they eventually decided they needed some place to hold up because the weather was getting colder and colder, and the nuclear winter was coming on. And so Squire De Silva, sorry, not Squire De Silva at the time, it was Corporal De Silva at the time. She was a native of West Virginia, of Appalachia, and she told them that there was a survivalist camp out here that they could maybe hold up in during the cold winter. And she led them here. And now we're going to come here and see if we can't find some information that'll lead us to Fort Defiance, the reported last headquarters of the Brotherhood of Steel. Because as Abby said, she knew that they had a place called Defiance, but she didn't know anything else about it. So, okay, here we are. Now, this place is overrun with feral ghouls and scorched, so we'll have to take them out. It's interesting that they used the same kit to build this camp as you can find with Prickett's Fort, but then along with that they also do have a chain link fence around parts of it, so. Jeez. There we go. Okay. Do I have any other ammo? I'm realizing now this might be... I got one shotgun shell. I really should have actually gone to get more ammo. Let's see, what else do I have? I feel like I actually did make some ammunition. Yeah, there it is. Oh. If you sit very still, they generally can't see you very well. If you have just... I have one sneak perk card, so I think that was working in my favor there. Basically, as soon as I start moving, they'll see me, but if I sit completely still, I'm good. And they don't really notice rotation. It's all about if you've changed position. Okay, let's see, where's this one coming from? We're supposedly in danger, but I don't see anybody. Well, there's a scorched up there. They don't know about me yet. Jeez. So yeah, there you can see the sigil of Taggarty's Thunder. Elizabeth Taggarty's Ranger outfit. Well, I think he just healed. Never seen that before. Anyway, okay, so we kind of missed it because I was dealing with the feral ghouls on the way in. But if we come over here, we can see the original sign of this place. Endurance and Survival Training of the Virginias, Appalachia Regional Facility. Train with vest or die with the rest. So yeah, it says Virginias because we are right on the border between West Virginia and Virginia. In fact, the Robco facility here has an address in Virginia. Well, Harper's Ferry right here is obviously West Virginia, so... Anyway, let's head over here. And these structures, actually, we're going to get to all the lore here, so why don't we start here, where there is a piece of lore. Right here. Goodbye, Alpha. I remember the night we first arrived, half frozen to death in the blizzard, teeth chattering. These cabins seemed like one of those resorts you'd see on the television. Those were tough times, but the cabins were home. Some holes sprang in the roof, we'd get a bucket. If a beam fell down, we'd prop it back up. But the Paladin says they're just too falling apart to keep fixing. It's going to be cramped in the new space, but it'll be nice to have 4 good walls and a roof. But I'll miss my time in Bunkhouse Alpha. Alright. So yeah, this, again, like I said, when they first showed up, this was where they lived, in these cabins. Eventually, they did reinforce the interior there, and that's where they ended up living later on. But there's still more here. Survivalist Planning Checklist. This is left over from the Free States. Best Wilderness Survival Planning. Let the home team know your plan. Who are you with? When do you plan to return? How are you getting around? What kind of equipment do you have with you? Stick to your plan. If you deviate from it, make sure to update your home team. Bring double the amount of food and water you expect to use. Exercise good judgment. If you feel lost or injured, get to safety immediately and seek assistance. Good advice. Okay. Anything else? No, just some junk. Arrows in there. Okay, we can check out this little structure. Just a little bathroom with a bathroom attendant in there. Man, they had showers right next to the urinal and toilet. This is an odd little bathroom. Anyway, we can check out this watchtower here. Nothing really to see here. We can check out this other one. Explosives crate there. With some frag grenades in there. I typically don't use explosives though. Not because I've got anything specifically against them in terms of the damage they do. In fact, I do actually like using plasma grenades when the opportunity arrives. But the problem with them is that if you're trying to find lore and trying to observe the scene as it was left behind, they're not great for that. Okay, we got same survivalist planning checklist. This is their little infirmary here. Do they even have a first aid kit in here? No, they got the lid of one, but anyway. Okay, and that's the tower there. Okay, we've got 2 more bunks up there, but let's check out this little structure first. Now, while this has the vest logo on it, this was actually fully taken over by the Brotherhood, as we'll see on the inside here. And there might be enemies in the basement. In fact, I know there are rad roaches at the very least. There's a little bit of junk up here, but it's not like your typical Free States bunker. And that's because the area has been extensively looted by the Brotherhood in order to do what they were doing. So, you'll see this sigil, the Thunder sigil here, in basically all of the Brotherhood's properties. And that's not because they were really the Thunder anymore by the end, but just because it was like a nostalgia thing, I think, for them. Basically showing their roots. Because they even have them down at Fort Defiance, where they were definitely not the Thunder by the time that they took Fort Defiance. Okay, let's see. We got some ammo here. May as well take all the ammo I can get, just in case I have a weapon that can use it. In fact, I can definitely use those fusion cells. Brain fungus growing there. More junk. Military grade duct tape and duct tape. I'll take all that. Some more junk there. More gunpowder. Okay, now this, I don't think this actually works anymore. You used to deposit technical data in there, and this was where the Brotherhood would take it, and then it would go. There's a Vertibot landing pad on the site, not Vertibot, but anyway, they've got it like a bot landing pad up there, and they used to transport their extra tech to off-site locations. We'll see that here in just a minute, though. The secure storage policy. With the reduction in staff after hours, access to the secure storage room should only be allowed in an emergency. If you need access after 2100, please find the quartermaster inside his bunk. Again, only for emergencies. Okay, and then we have this storeroom report. This whole transition is taking some getting used to, but I thought you could appreciate this update. In the past, if a mission or patrol was cleared for combat performance chems, the usage rate was near 100%. But now, half the time, or more, the chems are returned afterwards. There's other stuff too. You hear laughter more. Sometimes it's at the expense of some new rules, but people just seem happier. I think it's a sense of purpose. We know we're going somewhere. There's a plan. For De Silva, I think she just loves the new patch. Now you can't say I never have good news, Paladin. So yeah, this is a note from right after the transition, when they were going from Taggarty's Thunder to the Brotherhood of Steel. We'll see more of that stuff when we get to the upper part of the camp. Anyway, let's, okay, we don't have the key for this. That's up in the upper part of the camp. Alright. So we're done here for the moment, but we will come back to this in a little while. just to see what's in there. I don't think there's any lore in there, but it would be good to get our hands on some of the loot that's in there. Okay, we'll check out these 2 remaining cabins, and then, oh, scorched are around. So there's a training course out there. That actually is something you have to run for the Pioneer Scouts. There we go. I managed to put 2 bullets in them and it didn't kill them before. Then this time, 1 bullet takes them out. So here we go, Bunkhouse Bravo. This is basically all that's left of this bunkhouse here. So you can see that Paladin Integrity was right. They definitely needed to abandon these outer ones. And here's Bunkhouse Charlie. Okay. And Blast Radius board game. How would this cardboard box not have dissolved into paste by this point in time with the climate of the mire? I feel like you'd need only a couple of months for that to happen. Anyway, here we go. Okay, 2 more scorched down. Really like this pistol, even if it is only a level 5 item. Okay, was that it? I mean... Oh, there we go. Jeez. Yeah, come on. Well, we can take some ammo at least. That's the nice thing about fighting Scorched, is at least you get some ammo off of them. Not the case with feral ghouls. Okay. There seem to be more of them around here. Anyway, oh, there we go. Oh, I must be over encumbered. Is that really the case? Oh yeah, a few pounds. Okay, well I have to scrap some stuff. Okay, so we're now in the actual main part of the camp here. This is their little crafting area sort of thing. They maintained power armor here. Got a chem workbench right there, and an armor workbench right here. Let me see if I can't scrap anything to try to free up some weight. Oh, I forgot I was using the single action revolver. It's got the same amount of damage, but much better in range, it seems. Yeah, I'll probably keep using that then. Except for the Somerset Special does ignore 50% of your target's armor, so I'll probably keep that on. So I'll actually scrap the single action revolver for now. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we got a bunkhouse here. This is the little command post right here. And then we have the armory right here. You can see the Brotherhood flag. There's another one up there. So this is from after they had fully transitioned to the Brotherhood. You know what, we're going to leave this area for last because it's the most dense in terms of lore. We're going to get the stuff above, and then we'll come back to finish the place off here. And I don't think we're actually going to get to the trip to Fort Defiance in this video because there is a huge amount of lore in this place. Okay, so like I said, this is their landing pad here. We'll check out the terminal for this in just a minute. But for now, let's check out this tower. Not too much to see in here. There we go, military ammo bag. Always take those for the ballistic fiber. And here is the end of the Pioneer Scouts course. So, if you ever are doing those quests, I might need to make a video series on that at some point. It's an extensive amount of work to make to do those badges. Okay, there's some mirelurks out here. So kind of them to go out there and provide me with target practice. There we go. Okay. Ammo vending machine, weapons workbench, tinkerer's workbench. Anything there? Binoculars. A little bit of clutter back there. Okay. There's a note in here. Shelley's letter. Brent, remember how crazy you said I was to join up with the Brotherhood of Steel at Camp Venture? How you said I wouldn't be able to hack it, that I'd quit within a week? Well, I'm writing to tell you that you were dead wrong. This is where I belong, side by side with people who give a crap about this world. Senior Knight Wilson treats me like I'm important, like I matter, something you never did. I found my calling, and I'm not coming home. The Brotherhood is my new family now. Now who's laughing? Shelley. Okay. Ammo. Definitely take all that. Frag grenade there. And may as well take it. It is half a pound that I'll probably never use though, so maybe that was kind of dumb. Anyway, 308 rounds. Hunting rifle. I'll probably take that and scrap it. 45 ammo. I don't even have a gun that uses that yet, but I'd like to. Let's open this. More 45 rounds. Got a lot of 45 in here. Sweet roll in there. Wouldn't want to take that. Bad things happen to those who steal sweet rolls. Anyway, let's check out this terminal down here. Control terminal. Helipad controls are for authorized personnel only. Please see Eddie Hayes for the passcode. So, this little bit right here, leftover text from when this place was run by the Free States. Cargo bot supply drop. Unable to establish connection. Upcoming deliveries. This week's upcoming deliveries. Send any new requests my way. Eddie, Monday, 10 gallons of purified water. Tuesday, 5 units of stim packs, 2 cases of antiseptic, 2 units of bandages. Wednesday, 5 cases general rations. See me for specifics. Thursday, 12 cases of beer. Friday, 20 units of batteries. Okay, so they got 12 cases of beer, but only 10 gallons of water? How many people were out here? I mean, that's not enough water. Notice, dangerous tech. To all Brotherhood of Steel personnel. With the last cargo bot down, Senior Knight Wilson has ordered all dangerous technology to be stored in the secure cache in the basement of Hut Vest. It may not be as secure as the offsite depot, but good luck to any raider that tries breaking into it. The more tech we can secure, the safer our future may be. Ad Victoriam. So this is really interesting. It implies that there's somewhere in Appalachia, there's an offsite depot where the Brotherhood of Steel was storing all their technology. It'd be great to see if we could find that. But it also talks a little bit about how the air power of the Brotherhood was effectively destroyed by this point. Because you can find crashed vertibirds across the area, and they've got Brotherhood of Steel sigils on them, and they were clearly here before because I've even got footage of them from before Wastelanders, or before Steel Dawn. So it was actual original Appalachian Brotherhood of Steel members, not folks from this new Brotherhood that's shown up. So they had cargo bots, they had vertibirds. Likely these things were all destroyed by the Scorch Beasts, which is why they had to stop flying them. Anyway, though, let's get down here and we will check out the contents of the main part of the camp here. Let's check out this porta potty over here, and there's an ammo bag there. I'll definitely grab that. Okay, dog tags and some TP. Alright, we'll start with the least lore-dense building, which is the armory. Okay. Let's see. Nope, can't unlock that. I don't have enough skill, which is unfortunate because there's some nice stuff in there. Some good junk. You can see the minigun in there in the back corner over there. A couple of military-grade circuit boards. Some ammo cans. Anyway, though, we will go ahead and check this out right over here. There is also a little bit of lore in there, which is unfortunate we can't get in there. Anyway, right away. And dirty water. I can turn that dirty water to clean water. Anonymous diary page. I bide my time and bite my lip. I joined the service on my birthday, and it was the proudest day of my life when I became a ranger. Almost as proud as I was to be tapped to be Integrity's Thunder. And now, squires? Knights? Paladins? What the hell? I try not to roll my eyes. I try to never let my unit down, but sometimes on watch, I think about leaving. Pick a direction. I think west. Things gotta be better out west. But I know too well what waits out there. So, whatever stupid new rules come out, I bite my lip and I say whatever they want. But in my heart, I'm a ranger, and not even a lieutenant can take that away. So that is from one of the original members of Taggarty's Thunder. I'm struggling to remember his name off the top of my head. But he was not on board with the whole transition to the Brotherhood of Steel. I'll be sure to link the what happened to the Appalachian Brotherhood of Steel video here. And again at the end of the video. It's got my full narrative. Like, I created a full story of everything that happened from the first days when they were here in Appalachia as Taggarty's Thunder all the way up to when they collapsed. So, if you're interested, you can watch that. We got a couple of lockers there. 20-pound dumbbell. That's nice for lead. I'll probably grab that here in a minute. Message to Marge 1.
Marge, I keep recording these, hoping one day I can make it home. I found these Brotherhood of Steel guys outside of Grafton. Now, I'd heard about them. Some weird military cult. Seeing them in action, though, made me, I remember when my unit would roll in like that, all shock and awe. Well, I'll tell you what, these Grafton Raiders, they didn't stand a chance. One of them, Knight Moreno, noticed me. Came over and chatted. Nice guy. Really made me rethink the stuff I've been told. It, came out I was in the cavalry in Anchorage. He said they had a place for me. March. I'm sorry. I've made it maybe 400 miles since the bombs. At this rate, Texas might as well be a million miles further. I need a unit. A place to belong. I feel like the Brotherhood may be it.
Alright. So, he said he was 400 miles, that he had come 400 miles since the bombs came down. You know, if he's trying to go to Texas, and he's made his way to Appalachia, I looked at a map and I figured that he was maybe somewhere in New England around the time the bombs came down. Anyway, message to Marge 2.
Marge, it's been a couple of weeks. I've had 3 squares, showers, working lights. Oh, Camp Venture's got power. Proper power, Marge. I'd feel almost human if it weren't for the senior night in the training. I graduated basic easy back in the day. I know I may be a bit softer, but Wilson's an Army Ranger, or, well, was one. And the drills they are making us do. But as beat up and worn out as I feel that first time getting back into the 51B. You can call yourself Knight, Paladin, Grand Poobah of the Roman Empire, I don't care. Just don't take my power armor away. They're, Russian training. The big battle with super mutants happening. Oh, good. I got me some aggression I need to unleash.
So, quick thing here. He said he was near Grafton when he saw them fighting, and he was recruited by Knight Moreno, which makes sense because the Brotherhood had an outpost here at the Grafton Dam. So they were out here trying to keep the area safe and clear. Now, he must have joined right around 2086, because it was right around 2086 that the Battle of Huntersville took place, because the super mutants were becoming an increasing threat, and the Responders and the Brotherhood of Steel teamed up to fight them together, but like he said, they needed to be ready for it, so they were training him quickly. So, anyway, we got a note here, Henry's letter. Dear Sarah, I'm starting to think coming to Camp Venture was a huge mistake. These people are totally nuts. Did you know they call themselves Knights and Paladins? What the heck is going on around here? I thought if I joined the Brotherhood of Steel, I could learn to protect you and the kids, but all they want to do... Oops. But all they want to do is create soldiers who are ready to die in battle. Maybe I should just quit and come home. Write me soon. I need to hear from you. Henry. I think that Henry's letter was written towards the end of them occupying Camp Venture, because they did eventually abandon Camp Venture when the threat in the Cranberry Bog became too great, and they needed to pull back all the forces that they had to try to hold the Scorch Beasts at bay. So I think that that's what he was commenting on, because I think a lot of people were dying in that fight. Some people saw it as an absolute need, because if they didn't fight the Scorch Beasts and defeat them, nobody else would. So if you leave them and they fall, you're screwed anyway, so you may as well be part of the fight. Formation of the Brotherhood of Steel. This is a very, very important tape right here, and here we get to hear the voice of Roger Maxson, the founder of the Brotherhood of Steel.
Appalachia online, Captain.
I know most of you love America. Good old red, white, and blue. But those of us who served at Mariposa know something. America failed. Not because of its citizens, who lived clean lives filled with hardship in a never-ending war. Certainly not because of its fighting men and women. God bless them. No. Its leaders failed us. Senators, generals, presidents, all those bastards. Their failure almost destroyed all mankind. But I look around here, and I see survivors. People too stubborn, people too damn ornery to die. We've fought, and we've endured, and we finally have a small patch of safety. But having a home isn't enough. We need something more. What we need is purpose. We cannot look to the America of old for that purpose. We have to build our own. So tonight, as we break bread together, let us forge together something new, something strong, something we can be proud of, something we can build upon. We'll preserve what's best of what's come before us and use it. And one day, we will reclaim what was lost. Let us forge a brotherhood of steel.
So yeah, again, very important. And here we have the record of the event that effectively destroyed the credibility of the Brotherhood of Steel in Appalachia.
Congratulations, Appalachia. Paladin Taggarty told me of your victory at Huntersville. I know it was costly, but future generations will thank you, as I am thanking you now. It makes me proud, but that's not why I'm calling. One of the Brotherhood's standing orders is being on the lookout for valuable technology, anything that would help us in our efforts. But as I look in every direction, I see chaos. The lights are out, and men have become little better than barbarians. Civilization. Civilization is something I think of every day. I know Lizzie is probably sick of the word by now. To rebuild that, to reclaim that, our successors are gonna need the secrets of the past. And those secrets are in danger of slipping through our fingers forever. So far, our scribes have been tools to help protect our knights and maintain our bases. That needs to change. Brotherhood is gonna be more than an armed fighting force. We are going to be the guardians of civilization. So we have to grab every schematic, every holotape, every book, every goddamn note that holds the building blocks of the old world before it is too late. Our scribes will hold on to them, preserve them, perhaps even progress beyond them. And the knights will protect them like a hard shell around a precious seed. One day when the time is right, that seed will grow, and a new civilization will be born. This is why we were born. Don't you see it? Helping your fellow man is a good goal, a soldier's goal. But this, we will be the catalyst that changes the world. I'm sure you have questions. Paladin Taggarty is fully briefed. I have every faith in you, Appalachia. Elder Maxon, out.
So, you might be wondering why I said that's the thing that destroyed the credibility of the Brotherhood of Steel in Appalachia. It's because the Brotherhood of Steel originally had two missions, and those missions were to protect people and to collect technology. They gave up the protecting people part of the mission right after the Battle of Huntersville, which meant that all they were doing then was cataloging technology, which, again, it's one of those things where it's very important for the long-term survival of civilization that we hold on to the technology that was lost in the war. The problem is, the Brotherhood didn't make their own food, they didn't make their own ammunition as far as I can tell, they didn't do a lot of these things, they relied on the local community for these supplies. The local community isn't just, it's one of those things where it's a little too esoteric a task of saying like, okay, we're preserving all this technology, you need to give us food and ammunition and meds and things like that because we're doing this service for you. It's like, these people are just barely surviving, they're not in a position to be providing you this, and so effectively they lost credibility with the people, and so the responders didn't like them anymore. The responders eventually basically viewed them almost as enemies. It was not a good move by Maxon. I think it was just a big mistake, because they were able to continue doing the job of preserving technology as they protected people, but once they gave that up, they lost the will of the people. Let me level up here and see if I can get some additional strength so I can stop being overloaded constantly. Ah, that didn't do it. I'll drop some frag grenades. There we go. Because I definitely want to take that combat rifle. because I have so much ammunition with this. Okay, let's open this up. Oop. Okay, so we need the password. Does it say anything here? If you need the after-hours access to the command center, please consult the quartermaster at the secure storage for the password of the day. So, because we needed the key to get into the secure storage, but we need the password from secure storage to get into this. Did I pick up a key at some point here? I'm not sure I did. Let's see. It's been so long since I've come across this content right here fresh that I just don't actually remember. Okay, so it's on the other side of the door. I need the key. Find me inside his bunk. So can I assume that the key is in the bunk area? Okay, it's now pointing me in the direction of the key. Here we go. Okay, secure storage key. Let's get back down there. I hate the key card convoy. So noisy. Makes it impossible for me to film lore videos. Because I don't want the constant in the background. Okay, here we are. Alright. So here is the password. Is that I4X exclamation point P capital X O capital G underscore 3 hash. Okay. Let's see. I'll also take this junk. I don't know why I'm constantly overloading myself. Don't need the missiles. I'll definitely take this stuff though. Okay. Alright. And there's a Pioneer Scouts poster, just like there's the Pioneer Scouts endurance course out here. Alright. Let's get back up to the command center. Here we go. Okay. Good amount of ammo in here, which is nice. Along with some military fatigues, I'll take those. Finally something to change into. Yep. Okay, let's see. Some more junk. Okay, terminal. Another terminal. Notes. Holotapes. So again, very dense lore here. We got some more ammo there. Very nice. And we have the Overseer's log for Camp Venture.
Overseer's log, Camp Venture. Just who was this Brotherhood of Steel? Survivalists? Former army personnel? They took their training and their call signs seriously, that's for certain. Organized, efficient, access to hardware. You'd think they'd be ruling West Virginia by now. But they're gone. If they're following military logic, then they'll have a fortified headquarters somewhere. And a leader. Someone who knew what they were planning.
Good lord, what did I end up picking up that makes it so I've got so much more weight? Anyway, let's take a look in here. I wish that that freaking keycard convoy wasn't right here. Anyway, letter to Tommy. Tommy, Knight Wilson says we're deploying tomorrow. Graduation's early. Fort Defiance needs men now, apparently. I know you don't approve of my decision to come here, but everyone's got the Brotherhood wrong. There's an army of Scorched in the bog. It's not lies. I've seen the Scorched beasts with my own eyes. You should come. We need you. It's hard to sleep knowing I'm heading in. Training's one thing, but we'll be fighting for real in days. Makes sense to me Defiance is the old Allegheny Asylum. Lord knows we have to be crazy to go there. I know it won't mean anything to you, Tommy, but ad Victoriam. For all our sakes, ad Victoriam. B. Okay. So that actually tells us where the Fort Defiance Brotherhood headquarters is. And that is down there at the old Allegheny Asylum. But we're going to look at the rest of the lore here. And next time we'll go down to that. About the Brotherhood. This is Roger Maxon explaining to Elizabeth Taggarty why he wants to create the Brotherhood.
Thank you, Captain. It's just us.
Lizzie, what's on your mind?
A Brotherhood of Steel? What's that even mean? The men over here are confused.
We need to do something bold. We can't just stay the U.S. Army. What's going to happen, and this is only a matter of time, is some general or some goddamn politician is going to exit a vault and start ordering us around. And worse, they'll order some grunt to start the whole goddamn cycle again. Another wave of nuclear death, and if that's not enough, they'll do it again. You know they will, Lizzie. It ends with us. We won't let them.
I understand. But a Brotherhood? Knights? Am I supposed to call you, what, Elder?
Words have power, Lizzie. They build identity. Take on a meaning if you keep using it, even if it didn't exist before. It was the Knights and the Scribes, after the fall of Rome, protected what was left of Western civilization. So we are the new Knights, and our role is similar. But we'll need more than names. We'll need new traditions, our own mythology. Something people can believe in to their core.
Is this necessary?
What else can I do? Declare myself president? Make you a senator? Look around, Lizzie. Something's killing us. More than the rads and the freaks out there. Depression. People who've lost everyone. Every goddamn soul. Wives. Kids. Loved ones. Even the goddamn mailman. We need to replace it with something. Otherwise people's souls will wither. We'll be little more than walking dead men.
I'll do my best to see the orders carried out, sir.
Give it time, Lizzie. People have a hunger to believe in something. Just let them work their way to it.
Yeah, I think he was right there. You need to create a mythology when you really want to create a focused group with a goal. Anyway, let's see here. Belmonte incident. From Knight Esposito, Training Sergeant, to Senior Knight Wilson, Training CO. Subject of the Belmonte incident. I take full responsibility for Squire Belmonte's letter home. I make no excuses. I want to point out, however, that the operational security and procedures was covered twice during training, but clearly the subject needs considerably more emphasis. I will endeavor going forward to drill this into my cadets accordingly. Ad Victoriam. So Squire Belmonte actually was responsible for some more hijinks that we'll see later on. Commander's Terminal, let's start out with the terminal. Keep using the Mass Effect controls. Archives. Edward Eddie Hayes Jr. Files archived November 2nd, 2081. March roster. Current attendees for March training: Ella Ames, Casey Banks, Randy Calloway, Raleigh Clay, Martha Clay, Michael Clay, Jacob Lerner, Jesus Sunday, Juan Diego Sunday, and Charlie Sutton. These are all names that you should probably recognize if you watched the previous videos, because these are all members of the Free States. So, schedule. Week 1. Fitness, level 1 cardio, level 1 strength training, survival skills, building a fire, cleaning water, and shelter. Week 2. Fitness, level 1 cardio, level 1 strength training, level 1 hand-to-hand combat. Survival skills, target practice, field dressing, safe versus poisonous flora. That last one probably didn't work all that well after the bombs. Week 3. Fitness, level 2 cardio, level 2 strength training, level 2 hand-to-hand combat. Survival skills, wilderness navigation, first aid and signals. And week 4. Survival application week, obstacle course completion, survival trial. Okay. And personal notes. Group assessment. This next group I'm about to take on is mostly Free States members plus stragglers. Time to whip these kids into shape, maybe even convert those few who haven't seen the light of day yet. Riley said he wants my best, so I aim to please. These kids won't find any mercy in my camp. Ella Ames. I don't normally comment on just a single trainee, but this Ella Ames is something else. Apparently she's got a VTU medical education on top of her extensive knowledge about Appalachia flora and fauna. She knows her way around a firearm, how to dress a deer, and even has a couple of wrestling moves on up her sleeve. If things really go down as Raleigh's saying, her bunk is the first place I'm heading to should anything happen to mine. Hell, I'd make some excuse to get locked in with her and her family if it wouldn't upset their supply balance. Yeah, Ella Ames is one of the best members of the Free States. One of the most capable, at least. Bunker development. I'm debating if I should go into bunker development during these camps. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to show what the space would be like. I could take them to mine, but I'm not about to give up the location. I've heard some of the Free Staters have had their share of problems with the locals trying to sabotage their efforts. Knowing my luck, they bother me, I put a few fellas in the hospital, and no one wants that. Yeah, the Free States were really treated horribly by the locals. Eventually, I mean, if you're really interested in it, because I don't need to make a lore video on this, I've already created a lore video that contains this information. My Berkeley Springs lore video contains information on what happened to the Carson family, and it is terrible. Okay, let's check this out right over here. And we also actually read about the Carson family a little bit in Harper's Ferry in the clinic, where they were denied access to the clinic there. Commander's Terminal. Personal notes. Squires and ranks. I had a long talk with Paladin Taggarty about the ranks of the Brotherhood. Unlike most of the rest, I'm fine with their names in general. Scribe, Knight, Elder, all respectable names. But Squires? Belmonte told me what a squire actually was. They were young, noble kids being trained to be knights one day. Calling a grown man or woman a squire is just insulting. Apparently the argument was good, and the Paladin said Elder Maxon has some ideas about renaming the ranks, but for now he's letting people digest the changes that have already been made. The Brotherhood. So, we're now the Brotherhood of Steel. Still hashing out the changes we need to the training regimen. All the physical skills are still valid under my direction. Paladin Taggarty will coordinate with Elder Maxon with regard to the other training changes. The current class is understandably confused, but we'll get it done. So, he was training rangers and suddenly, oh no, you're not going to be rangers, you guys are going to be squires. Training starts. My father said I'd never be an officer. Scroungers like us never amount to anything. He was wrong. The Thunder's having a hard time with what we saw at West Tech, experiments, FEV, but there's no going back. Even if we found a general, how can we take orders? For now, Captain Roger Maxon is the end of the line. Chain of command established. I'm coming around on that Grant kid. He's another mouth to feed, but he got us into West Tech and he made sense of a lot of it. The lieutenant may be right about him. Once the camp's operational, we'll commence duty logs. So actually, a little bit of stuff there. They went to go investigate West Tech, that's listed there. They saw what happened there, that's why they were on board with Captain Maxon when he eventually did go over to the Brotherhood. They wanted to get away from anything resembling the United States Army after they found out what the United States government was doing there. Grant, this is Scribe Grant right here. Well, eventually it was Scribe Grant. And he's the one that actually got them into West Tech in the first place, because it was locked up. Okay, and saved reports. March 26th, 2086, Tex Rogers. Since the Great War, this is the first training commendation I've issued, and it's well deserved. He didn't much look like it when Moreno found him, but Tex has the right stuff. Never seen someone take to the training like he did, especially for his age. With the super mutants over by Huntersville heating up, had to shave a week off basic for the current class. Not only did Tex rise to the occasion, but he helped his squad through. Recommended to the Paladin that we fast-track him for promotion. That man's a born leader and has a sense of touch in the T-51B that you just can't teach. So, again, Tex from those holotapes, we know he was actually a veteran of the Anchorage campaign. So, yeah, I mean, he may have been older by the time he got the training, but he had had the training before, effectively. So it makes sense that he would have been able to pick it up with a bit more ease than the others. And plus, being a veteran, he's going to be more used to combat than people who are just getting into it for the first time. Although, you almost have to think that surviving the Great War is, in a way, a bit of experience that makes it so you're less shocked when you go into combat for the first time, but I don't know, maybe not. November 9th, 2083, Kay Kelly. There's no one to send a letter to. I didn't know Kay Kelly well. We're all shocked. She was a reservist, seemed to be learning, well-liked. Poor Grant found her body. Going through her effects, seems like she lost a lot of kin. Close kin. Didn't look it, but she was taking it hard. Given the world full of graves we left behind, I suppose I should be shocked that more soldiers don't take the easy way out. I hope the final mission treats you well, Kay Kelly. So again, here we had a suicide in training. And January 3rd, 2081, E. Fisher. Recruit E. Fisher went AWOL. Severe understatement. 1 week before graduation, E. Fisher, showing promise. Officer of the Watch reported yesterday morning E. Fisher was missing. So was one combat shotgun, 10 boxes of shells, our salvage recon map, and other sundries. He ripped us off. Tried tracking him down but lost him at the base of the Savage Divide. I hope to God the raiders kill him. One highly trained Army Ranger, almost, with a specialty in demolition. There are no words. Tomorrow the LT and I are going to have a talk about our recruiting strategy. Hopefully she listens to me this time. So, I've read up on this a little bit. E. Fisher's never mentioned anywhere else in the game, but supposedly originally he had more of a feature in the main story of the game in that he was going to be the one that actually blew the Summersville Dam for David Thorpe. It ended up being they changed it to where David Thorpe himself was the one who blew it, but E. Fisher, being an expert in demolitions, was going to effectively join the raiders and have blown up the dam for David Thorpe. So it's just interesting there. Anyway, backing out of that, first class duty logs. Duty log, Thunder, 8107A. It's been 29 days since Taggarty ordered Camp Venture online to fill out our ranks, and I'm honored to report that we're fully operational. Had to improvise the regimen without any airborne component, but everything else has been adapted. To ensure our survival, Taggarty needs true soldiers, not mercenaries, not weakened warriors, but cold-blooded killing machines bursting at the seams with efficiency, determination, and grit. That's what I intend to give her. The best of the best. Duty log, Thunder, 8234A. 9 recruits signed up at Camp Venture last month, and 2 already quit. Out of the remaining 6, it's my opinion that 4 of them are worthy to join the Thunder. The remaining 2 will likely wash out before the end of the week. The only way to earn my respect here is to graduate. There are no prizes for second place. In regards to the fatality, I'd like to state that while the recruit's passing was regretful, it wasn't a surprise. With an intense training regimen, some breakage was and still is to be expected. That's a terrible term for someone's death. To prepare these recruits for battle, I have them perform live fire exercises against hostile targets. It's the only way to ensure they are fully prepared to battle. I sent a formal request to Taggarty to join us for the fallen recruit's funeral. Hopefully she can attend, and we can put this tragedy behind us. Duty log, Thunder, 8708A. It might be that using the term breakage is kind of a coping mechanism to not face the fact that someone died under your command. Anyway, as expected, we're down to 4 recruits. I'm getting pressure from Taggarty to accelerate the training, but I'm going as fast as I can. She said she'd wait until I would consider them ready. The only obstacle is the lack of power armor parts. New recruits overwork the hydraulics, which leaves the suits out of commission until they're repaired. I've asked for replacements, but Taggarty's saving them for soldiers in the field. For now, I'll just have to make do with what we have. Now, overworking the hydraulics and all that, it's just interesting to think about. The NCR basically actually ripped all the hydraulics out because they didn't have the time to train people for power armor, so they didn't have the expertise in it. So if you play New Vegas, you can actually work in some power armor that has no hydraulics in it. So it's just, you're actually carrying all those steel and lead plates around on you. Anyway. Duty log, Thunder, 9114A. Pleased to report the first class has graduated and have joined Taggarty's Thunder. I'm certain that they'll prove to be worthy soldiers and honor the ideals set forth by Lieutenant and Captain Roger Maxson. As word spreads that we're seeking soldiers, new recruits show up at Camp Venture. They're eager to learn what the Thunder has to offer, and some are ex-military, perhaps looking to rekindle that sense of structure they lost after the bombs. Perhaps in a few years we can call ourselves an army. That would be a hell of a thing. Now again, right here, joining Taggarty's Thunder. This is an old one here. They were not actually yet joining the Brotherhood of Steel. Okay, so we can leave that behind. I think one of those first members of the Ranger class was actually Scribe Grant when he joined up in the Rangers. Because there's a note that we'll find down at Fort Defiance where basically the only author of the note that makes sense would be Scribe Grant, and he refers to himself as the Last of the Thunder with a couple other members. Anyway, though, I think that that will do it for this location. In the next video, we're going to head down to Fort Defiance. Let's see, what's our closest location to that? Looks like the Devil's Backbone from when we went to go find the trappers. So we'll probably head there, and we'll follow 107 right down to the Brotherhood outpost here. Anyway, this has been the Irresolute Cartographer. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.